Voting in the affirmative.
A U.S. Senate bill sponsored by Jim Risch is demanding a full review of Kenya's major non-NATO ally status, granted just over a year ago in June 2024. Why? Kenya is accused of hosting extremist networks, exporting peacekeeping while ignoring mass killings at home, and turning into a vault for sanctioned actors. And in a stunning turn, impeached former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua publicly accuses President Ruto's inner circle of running a governance cartel. Kenya's global standing and its future is on trial.
And I'm very excited that yesterday, in the Senate, the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee tabled a motion for the American legislative arm to review the status of Kenya as a non-NATO ally because of violation of human rights.
Kenya became a major non-NATO ally on June 24, 2024, after Ruto's state visit to Washington. The designation grants access to advanced weaponry, priority military assistance, intelligence sharing, and joint training. Yet, it's not a permanent guarantee and now hangs in jeopardy. Chairman Jim Risch, under the Foreign Relations Act for the year 2026, has introduced amendments mandating a 90-day review of Kenya's major non-NATO ally status, with findings due within 180 days. Topics under scrutiny include Kenya's ties to China, Russia, Iran, dealings with Sudan's RSF, alleged corruption in Chinese-funded infrastructure. Risch wants an assessment of Kenya's alleged role as a conduit for RSF-linked arms and gold, including conflicts of interest involving officials in power. Investigations reportedly traced Kenyan-labeled ammunition in RSF depots near Khartoum. Kenya is accused of harboring sanctioned individuals and entities linked to RSF and Al-Shabaab. The bill zeroes in on Kenya's use of U.S. security aid, alleging it has fueled abductions, torture, extrajudicial killings, and enforced disappearances. Kenya National Commission on Human Rights reports at least 128 protest deaths in 2024 to 2025, 1,400 arrests, and scores missing. Gachagua and civil society have publicly decried these abuses.
Wakati jana umesema shoot but do not kill. I want to repeat it here. In fact, shoot and kill.
Gachagua, impeached as deputy president, has gone from insider to whistleblower. He directly accused Ruto of enabling a mafia operating with impunity, of turning Kenya into a financial haven for Office of Foreign Assets controlled sanctioned figures, and misusing U.S. intelligence support in civilian repression. He urged Kenyans abroad to lobby U.S. lawmakers.
I want to appeal to the people of Kenya living here and working here in the United States to take time to lobby their senators and their congressmen, so that they can know exactly what is happening in Kenya, so that when this particular motion comes up for discussion, there is support from the senators here in the United States, because Kenyans here are quite informed as to what is going on back home, of the same caliber and thinking and orientation as Smith Hempston, who came in to help the people of Kenya when they face similar circumstances of violation of human rights.
In early 2025, Nairobi hosted a symbolic RSF summit where a parallel Sudanese government was announced. Sudan's transitional government recalled ambassadors twice, declaring Kenya's move a gross violation of sovereignty. Analysts say the RSF ties may reflect influence from UAE investment behind the scenes. If major non-NATO ally status is downgraded, Kenya loses access to surplus military equipment, priority arms delivery, training deals, joint research privileges, and even depleted uranium armor eligibility, weakening its strategic posture. Regional leadership initiatives from Haiti missions to IGAD diplomatic clout could unravel. This conflict is not just international, it's deeply political. Gachagua versus Ruto turns internal dissent into global leverage. With 2027 elections approaching, Kenya's political map is being redrawn. Who emerges from this crisis may define Kenya's direction for decades. Kenya is at a crossroads between sovereignty and reputation, internal facade and international scrutiny. Will Ruto administration course correct? Will Gachagua's warnings become rallying cries? And will the US demand reforms or revoke strategic ties? The answers will determine Kenya's place in the world. But Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Sing'oei now says that Kenyans should not get too excited that the United States is set to review the non-NATO ally status awarded to it by the then President Joe Biden's administration. While responding to an ex-post by senior counsel Paul Mwite on takeaways he had listed from the bill, Sing'oei insisted that the issues raised would be addressed by the US Congress. He said this would be done by considering the country's independence and its interests. Quote, "No need to be excited," at SC Paul Mwite. The issues canvassed in the congressional bill will be comprehensively addressed, taking into account Kenya's sovereignty and interests, he said.
And it's unfortunate that Mr. Ruto supports all that, and he provided a platform for such a genocidal group. Now, he didn't do that because he really wanted it. He's under pressure. And he's under pressure because his hands are actually dirty. He was part of gold smuggling deals. Yes, you've heard me right. And I didn't say that myself. It's actually your previous vice president and your previous foreign minister himself went out on plain TV and explained that Mr. Ruto is engaged into gold smuggling operations that are illegal. They smuggle gold from Sudan, they bring it to Kenya, and then they resell it to the world as a Kenyan-based gold or mined gold. Now, what will happen is that Ruto is under pressure to legitimize this genocidal group, and soon the UAE will start interfering into your politicians, buying them one after the other with millions of dirty money, just like Mr. Ruto, which no doubt his actions, the erratic, irrational actions of him in the last few weeks are just based on the UAE dirhams that put him under huge pressure, and because of the dirty deals he was involved in, and he doesn't want it to go out on the surface. So he's pushed to accept and legitimize the RSF group.
Paul Mwite had listed the relationship of those in power in the government of Kenya with Sudan's RSF, sale of guns and gold, abductions and extrajudicial executions, corruption in Chinese Kenya projects, and a review of Kenya's non-NATO membership as some of the issues raised in the congressional bill. The lawyer termed it a massive thing. What do you think? Drop your comments. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.